video.
Good morning, TFR.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
And a happy Tuesday to you all. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com, and happy 2023, if you believe in those arbitrary numbers and those arbitrary calendars. Morning, fellas. How's your new year?
There was one?
Exactly.
Our mummies today. Oh, I miss our mummy. I know. There. But yeah. It's a number, and they say it's a new one.
They say it's a new one, and it is a number.
I have to admit, I'm enjoying the weather a lot more than the end of 2020.
Shape right on up there.
Yeah, it's like 53 degrees right now.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you what it was here yesterday.
Rub it in.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna. 70. I didn't say that though.
That's pretty damn nice. Yeah, it was really comfortable around here too, temperature-wise. From negative 30 wind chill to like 60. That's a decent swing.
Yeah, it
you
is.
know, like you do. Who was that? There was a comedian. It may have been our buddy 6 Second Out. No, it may not have been him. It may not have been him. It may have been Josh Blue. But I can't remember now who it was. But the whole routine was being like somewhere where the weather's pretty fixed, like, you know, maybe Vegas. And the girl being a little less than intelligent and, you know, going out. I need a jacket. You know, it's 80 degrees now. If the weather drops 30 degrees in like a couple hours, then we got more to worry about than, you know, a little uncomfort with the jacket. As though a weather event of the temperature plummeting or shooting up drastically and within a few hours time would be a joke. That never happens. Right?
Right.
Never. There was one. I'll
Man.
have to look that up. See what it was.
So what did we get through? We like January, and then we
We got all the way to June, man. Come on.
yeah, but like that was 90% January.
Yeah.
We didn't really even tap into probably 90% of them there at the end. We just started cruising.
Yeah, just opened up the Space Lettuce pile and just started scrolling, reading off headlines. But to be fair, we do very little more than that anyway.
To be fair.
To be fair.
So yeah, it seems like, I don't know, man. I'm looking through the Google feed now, and how many times do I have to say I'm not interested?
It don't work.
Nope.
It doesn't.
It's garbage. I do the same thing with YouTube. Google does not give a shit what you're interested in.
Yeah.
If anything, they pump more. I think they see that button click and they pump it more. And like, oh, hey, watch this.
This will fuck them up. Yeah.
Right.
Or they just reset all the algorithms every couple of weeks, make you redo it all over again anyway. You know how many times I've had to turn autoplay off? Like several times just in the past couple months. Just reset it. That way it'll just keep playing.
I found one. This will just kind of shed some light on some of the animals over here in the United States. Animals, I mean like bears.
People in Florida? Oh.
A bear, it says bear deported from national park walks 1,000 miles back home, including shopping mall visits. She never slowed down. She just kept going. But 1,000 miles this bear traversed.
All they will call them will be deportee.
4 states over 6 months. Right back to the national park. Yeah. Let's see. Where did they take it?
Now, wait a minute. They deported it from the park and it walked 1,000 miles home? Or they deported it 1,000 miles home and it walked 1,000 miles back to the park?
I think so. Let's see. A mischievous black bear was deemed so disruptive to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, stealing backpacks from hikers and nabbing food from picnic tables, that she was rehomed at a nature reserve in eastern Tennessee. But the bear decided she liked her previous home and its amenities just fine, and she made that known by trekking 1,000 miles through 4 states over 6 months back to the national park.
Versus calling an Uber? I mean, I don't understand what we're...
First, we moved a bear from one place to another and a bear walked back. That's worth a story. I mean, 1,000 words, 1,500 words, let's do it. Pay up.
No hitchhiking, no free rides, just...
No airplanes. No.
She made it back to the same picnic tables where she had been causing all the trouble in the first place.
With a pocket full of hobo coins?
Now think about that for a second.
I must be really old. Sorry.
How many of us could be dropped off 1,000 miles from wherever you are right now, without a map or, Google or any of that? How many people could have that done like 3 counties over, just not being told where you're taking? I mean, like, here you go, find your way home. How many people are going to be able to do that? How did this bear do that? I just think it's amazing. I mean, I don't know. That's just
No
that
MapQuest, no nothing. Just blind
Yeah.
walking straight there.
right back to the picnic table where she got in trouble. They say some have been killed by hunters or struck by cars. Researchers don't know what happened to nearly 3/4 of them, but none have behaved quite like 609. She's Bear 609. One of the most bizarre movements I've seen so far, says Bill Stiver, a wildlife biologist at the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. She never slowed down, she just kept on going. So after Bear 609 was moved to the Cherokee National Forest, she started walking, crossing a busy interstate and back to her original campsite. In late July, she had wandered into Alpharetta, Georgia, and made TV news after being seen rummaging through trash at the Avalon Shopping Center. Bystander Joakima Douglas filmed the bear trying to open several doors without success. You would have thought it was a dog waiting for its owner. Now, I don't know what I'm going to see at the mall, she said. It's not a very huge, big bear, you know. I mean, on the picture, they show you this big, giant brown bear, you know. But this, it does. It looks like a giant dog sized bear. It's just a little black bear. But I mean, they'll mess you up too. But yeah, that just blows my mind. 1,000 miles. Says she took the long way home. Wow. Yeah, I'd blown away. But we're the smarter, more dominant. I don't know. I don't know. Is it really we're that much smarter, or is it? I don't know. It can't just be the thumb that separates us. I don't know. There's something weird going on in this place. But animals are amazing. The stuff that they can do. I mean, I can't do that. And it's not just bears. I mean, there have been pets and stuff like that that, move halfway across the country or whatever. Something happens and they get lost and they end up going back to their original home. Do you remember hearing those stories back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Well, they made the movie Homeward Bound, right? I don't know what's gotten into me, but I watched this one video on fighter pilots going over the movie Top Gun. These were,
The new one or the old one? The new one.
yeah, retired fighter pilots. Oh, I've seen them go over the old one now. I've seen them go over like all kinds of stuff. I've watched a bunch of videos with these guys. Man, it's so complicated. The flying that they do, it's not like airline pilot flying. I don't know. It's weird hearing them talk. It's like listening to NASCAR drivers talk about cars. You hear these guys talk about jets, and I don't understand, 75% of the stuff they're saying. They're talking about this and the trim and the slack and blah, 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 blah. It's just cool hearing it, though. Watching them explain, oh, it was only like 3-4 Gs. It wasn't too bad. You're crazy, dude. But yeah, go check out some of those fighter pilot stuffs. It's pretty amazing what some of these machines can actually do. I've only seen like the movies and stuff. I never really got into the whole in the planes when I was younger and stuff. I like
Yeah,
the
it
train.
never was my thing. Totally, like really get into them or nothing.
No, I like the trains and stuff like that, and I don't know, animals and stuff more than I was never into planes. But some people, it just fascinates them.
I guess the old thing of, we can't fly, so anything that does, we're fascinated by it. I know there was a little period where I really wanted to get into model airplanes, but at the time in the 80s in Shreveport, it was just too cost prohibitive for the financial, situation that I grew up in. There was a group, they called themselves, I think, the Sky Sharks there in Shreveport, and they would meet up like on Sundays at this little place, and they had a little, like, you know, covered garage thing, basically like a mini hangar, and they had like a long concrete port strip for their landing and taking off, and they would there would be 40 planes up in the air at times. They would do things like dogfight, where they would tie these long ribbons on two tails of two planes, and whoever could take the ribbon off the other one without tearing up your, $1,500 plane or whatever. There was a guy who had made a disc shaped plane that he had built himself. It was like the craziest thing ever in the sky, like a fucking disc flying around. The whole back half of the disc was like the flap. What was it?
Yeah, it was little too, wasn't it? Only like
Yeah,
maybe
probably about 3 feet across, maybe.
3 feet across. It wasn't like one of those 10, 15 footers.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing it, and it flew like amazing.
So, yeah, I wanted to get into that idea of planes, but it just, again, there was one thing I did get one year. I think it was probably my dad gave it to me for Christmas. It was an airplane with basically like a little handle, like, okay, the little cheap string winder that comes in the little throwaway kites you get for your kid, the little like handle shaped thing, and it's got the two prongy things sticking out, and you wrap the string around that area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine instead of having it tied to a kite string, it was one string tied to one side of the prong, one side of the string tied to the other side, and that's attached to the ailerons, the rudders, whatever you want to call them, on this airplane that you crank up, motorized, real motor. Be careful; it will cut your finger off, etc. Then you hold that thing and let it take off in a circle. You're standing there with this thing attached to you by the handle, it's spinning in a circle, and you can make it go up and down with the control you have there in your hand. It was great fun for about 2 seconds till you got overly dizzy, and then either fell out or let the plane go or whatever. No, it didn't happen too many times. Only one time that I got dizzy and lost my hand on it. But it still was not quite the experience of piloting I was looking for sure. I guess it was drones that I finally got into more than anything. I had a few of the little early on fake little helicopters, for flying around in your house that were okay, not great, really hard to control. But once drones hit, that was it. It was on. Up to and including, I got one for my son again this year for Christmas. It's kind of become a tradition.
It's good stuff.
But I definitely, it was never the whole, even when I was drawing shit in my notebook in school, it never was like jets or any of that, or even really car. It was guitars. I drew guitars. I still have my bat guitar design. I got to get it patented on it.
Gosh, I wish I had some of my pieces of stuff for my book covers. In school, we always had to cover our books with, what would we use? We'd use like from the grocery store.
The brown paper bag.
Brown paper bag, yeah. And man, by the end of that class, I would have like a menagerie of Just all weird kind of stuff. I got good by my senior year. I had my books were covered. I had all kinds of weird stuff all over my books. I remember my one math book had the lyrics to Yellow Submarine, so this kid could learn the song. He had me write it down for him on my book for some reason. I don't know. Weird memories. Yeah, I used to.
We would get the, not all the time, but a lot of the time we would get the, I guess it was like the school, maybe the band or the football team selling advertising to go on this book cover that you would then apply to your books. You know, they've all bought space on it, kind of like in the back pages of a old time book. And so the cover of the book would now become an ad for everybody. But then what I would do is take those book covers, invert them, put the book cover on my books inside out so all that advertising wouldn't show. And it was the ultimate place to draw because it was just big white blankness.
Probably a nice heavy card stock, a little bit slick.
Oh, heavy duty.
Easy to draw on.
Oh, man, it was amazing. I wish I still had some of those and some of the art I put on them. Yeah. A lot of metal, you know, band logos more than anything, I guess, and guitars. Lots of guitars.
Lots of guitars. So a YouTuber attempts to fast charge his Tesla Model 3 performance during a winter storm at negative 14 degrees Fahrenheit.
How'd that go?
Yeah, it took about 45 minutes before it even started to charge because it had to warm the battery up. So yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place for an electric car, it seems. You're gonna be going down the road and it's, you know, easy travel. You don't live in a place where it gets below zero, you'll be fine.
10 minutes during the summer going around the block. That's their time and place for an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
They're cool out on the golf course. They're cool out there.
You know, we don't have the infrastructure for this stuff. We don't. And it's funny because, we're saving, you know, we're still charging that using coal. You're still using coal.
But batteries and electricity
and exhaust.
And my car. Wait, what? Sorry.
I heard someone talking. I've never even seen a piece. I think it was Joe Rogan. I've never even seen a piece of coal. What is coal? Oh, shit they use to heat your house down there in Texas, Joe. Like 90% of our country runs on coal. Still. Yes, we use coal a lot. A lot. Still. So, buying an electrical vehicle, you're not saving anything. You're burning more fossil fuels than a gasoline engine would. I mean, I think they're doing all this to do away with the thought of electric vehicles. Because they could work. It could work. I think it did work a long time ago. They had all kinds of tech with batteries that were like lead acid batteries. Have you guys ever heard of the Edison battery? I saw Karen B talking. Yeah, she was talking about batteries yesterday on her coffee talk. And these Edison batteries, now they're expensive, but they're like nickel iron battery. And Edison designed these, like, supposedly, I mean, he probably stole it from somebody most likely, but they say he himself invented these batteries back in the day. And it looks almost like a regular car battery, but it's like 3 car batteries stacked on top of each other. But these batteries get crazy amounts of life and output and all kinds of stuff. And they were never sold to the public until China got the patent somehow and started making them. But these, because you could take them apart, you could actually pull the battery apart. It was just like changing out the solution, and then you could like clean the battery and put it back together, and it'd be like brand new again, without having to add acid and all this kind of stuff. Forget what it was. I mean, they're expensive, but it's like a deep cycle type marine battery. Yeah, they're pretty amazing. But I mean, we've had technology for a long time that we could have used in all this stuff. They don't want to, folks. They don't want to. Yeah, I think this whole electric vehicle push, they're trying to make it seem like they're trying, but nobody makes money off free energy.
I was going to check that little thing. You got me.
Nobody makes money off of free energy. Ain't that the truth? Well, I believe that does it for the first half of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Stick around. We still have more to come, believe it or not. Probably a little bit more than we had in that first one. We're still waking up. Need a little coffee. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Don't mistake movement for achievement. Boy, it's easy to get faked out by being busy. The key is not just being busy. The key is doing what? So we look at results to see if there may be some difficulty with activity, because it takes activity to bring enterprise into being. There's a whole study here on activity. Activity is like birth pains. It ain't easy, but see, it wasn't meant to be easy. Values were meant to be costly. The only way we can appreciate a value is by its cost. If it doesn't cost much, we probably wouldn't call it valuable. True winning is a great worth, but the price is to play with all your heart and mind, and perhaps do some losing sometimes, so that when you do win, boy, the worth and the value of the winning now becomes a high appreciation, simply because now we understand both sides of this equation, price.
Discover the extraordinary powers of intuitive healing with pain transmutation, a method of holistic healing for the human soul, body, mind, and emotions. If you are looking for answers and a deep understanding of how to help yourself and the people around you to live a happier, healthier life, this is the right place for you. Learn how to read your soul's history in the Akashic Records. Remove negative energy attachments from your astral body, and start the process of inner and outer pain transmutation. Join Pain Transmutation Community to get started on the path of intuitive healing. Change your energetic state, manifest new and exciting experiences, re-energize your life, and build inspiring connections with others in our community.
Greetings, Earth Explorers. My name is Brooks Agnew, and I am your host on X Squared Radio every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. This is where the past meets the future. We explore the mysteries of the universe and of the Earth. We might go a little past your imagination, but have no fear. You will be safely traveling with us. We will dissolve the propaganda of dangerous people with dangerous plans for the planet. We will discuss the latest technologies and challenges for humankind. We will discover the safest place for you to stand when the thinkings and doings of mankind come flying apart, and how you can be one of the people that helps put it back together. Join us.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
once you thought that anyone else was, they would never be able to get out of the weather.
Allegedly. And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworx Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Yep.
So apparently, a young 22-year-old professional football player collapsed on the field last night due to his heart stopping. He didn't die, which is great. I think they said he was at the hospital. Yeah, Hamlin, a 24-year-old safety, suffered cardiac arrest after being hit, but his heartbeat was restored by medical personnel, and the game was postponed.
Man, that's a good hit.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some underlying factors in there somewhere. But yeah, I've never heard of them stopping a game. I guess it's only happened one other time where a player actually died on the field, and they finished the game back in 1971. I don't even remember hearing about that ever. That's before my time. But I guess it was a Bears game back in 71. They were talking about some names that, since I was from Chicago and area, that I remembered. Butkus, they were saying, or some names like that. Yeah, I've never heard of them not finishing a game because of an injury like that. Which I understand. That's pretty serious stuff. Someone's heart stopping. It'd be hard to concentrate when your buddies,
Yeah,
But
70s was a different time.
Yeah.
Hell, they made candy cigarettes for kids back in the 70s.
This 2 tombs containing 60 mummies discovered by Spanish archaeologists. But they're showing pictures of Egypt. Central Egypt, the city of Luxor. Yeah, there's a lot of people digging around Egypt. They're starting to. I don't know how all that works. I mean, we found the pyramid how many years ago, and we still haven't dug it out to find the bottom base, and it's just weird.
Well, the people that oversee the archaeological, whatever, the overseers of it all there in Egypt, I used to know his name, Hawat. He won't let that happen. There was a library found between the paws of the Sphinx, and what else? Was there something else? And anyway, he covered all that up. Nothing to see here. Move along. We used to talk about this quite a bit back in the day on the reality check show I used to do on local cable with my sister-in-law. That was like her nemesis. She hated that dude. She was always bad mouthing him because there was so much we could find out just right there, just between the paws if we could get in there.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet here today. Go ahead, Zach.
The pyramids built by slaves and blah blah blah. These pyramids were built by people wearing loincloths. having
Zahi
sacrificed.
Abbas Hawass is his name. And yeah, that's him. I know that name for sure. When I saw the Hawass, I knew that was him. She used to like curse him constantly. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Zach.
Oh no, I was done. I was just rambling. Go on, Josh. I'm sorry. On. It's gone.
Yeah, I'll come back to it in just a minute. I did want to pull a couple Space Lettuce stories up because I see Carrie Woolley mentioning one that I ran across yesterday, maybe, or day before. It kind of threw me off. At least the headline did. Again, I didn't read too much into the story. Where did I put it? Cheese and rice. Nope, not that one. There we go. There we go. From the Insider, businessinsider.com. Now I just need to bring it up so everybody else can see. That's the one. Then we come to here. There we go. NASA chief says that China could claim the moon as its own territory if it beats the U.S. to the lunar surface.
How could they beat us when we did it 50 years ago?
It's a space race.
Again? Didn't we already have this race?
It's like the second lap. I don't know. That's why I thought it was a little bit funny why the headline threw me off, because I could have sworn they thought that we've already been there. But according to the chief of NASA, we've not been there yet. We're still racing China there. Apparently,
first one didn't.
What's that?
First one didn't count.
Didn't count. No, apparently not.
You lost the telemetry data, so.
China says telemetry data, or it didn't happen.
Yep. But China claims they went to the moon, a man and woman, like 3,200 or 2,300 years ago, something like that, according to their history. Yeah, that one always made me laugh. But yeah, according to their history, some couple thousand years ago, they had sent a man and a woman up to the moon. It just goes to show you that this story isn't, NASA wasn't the ones to come up with this boondoggle. He just borrowed it.
How you know? How you know NASA didn't come up with that shit and go back in the books and write it?
Yeah.
It's just what you were told in school, just like what I was told in school, just like what they were told in school. So how do we know? We don't know. I'm just being devil's advocate here.
Fun to bet that none of them went to the moon.
Firstly, if the moon is just a reflection, dun, 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 how do you go to that?
How indeed.
Yeah, I was having a thought about how many leaps these people have taken. They're looking at little twinkling lights, right? You go back and look at some of the stuff that, they didn't have infrared and stuff like that way back in the day. All these telescopes that we have now that are all computerized to show us these beautiful things. They were looking at light. This is all twinkling light. They built this huge story around it. And people just bought it before satellites even. Actually, I don't know if people bought it. Like Walt just said, we were told people bought it. Edwin Hubble might have been laughed at.
Huh.
Like, common in the day. You know? He's a loony. We're told he's this great astronomer that and that, and not told to go read his book. I think it's page 178, where he talks about the idea of being in a unique position, or he says it like it's some horrible thing to think that we're in this unique position and it must be avoided at all costs. So right there tells you it's philosophical. It can't prove that we're not the center of everything, of creation, but that idea, you have to remove that from the people's mind so they don't think they're special. I don't want people thinking that, this place was created, especially not for us. That's unthinkable. We just unimaginable. Can't have that idea floating around in people's heads.
Interesting. Daz in chat asking, what if density and buoyancy in the air was different in the past? People might have glided and hopped like in the moon movies. I know it's something that when I don't want to say it's the flying dream. It's more that, like I just said one time, where it's more like I'm hopping up onto a layer of air or energy and just kind of sliding along on it. And when I'm doing those things, it's very familiar feeling. Like I've done this forever. Like this is how I travel. And so maybe that's part of that, like, collective memory, unconscious memory, whatever. I mean, hasn't it, like Martin has uncovered the photographs of the ladies with the, like, little umbrellas, parasols or whatever, flying around in the air, and just makes you wonder. Maybe that's what a lot of these things are trying to recreate, like, trapeze artists and oh, look, there you go, ballet. Daz is on fire this morning. I don't know, just a thought. I like
I've been thinking about the Titans a lot lately, actually, and about time. Like when I see a fruit fly, average lifespan 24, or average house fly, what is it, 24 to 36 hours is their lifespan, right? So is that because they're that much smaller than we are? It's like trying to catch a fly. They move so much faster than we do. Reflexes, this and that. So as things get bigger, does time kind of slow down a little bit? Like we sleep over half of a life of a fly. We could. I'm not saying we do, but I think the third of a life of a fly. And I'm sure there's things that live even less than that. So what if these Titans are just sleeping? What if they're so big and we're so small compared to them that like 1,500 years, even 600 years, they sleep for like 600 years, but that's just one night for them. I don't know. Just thinking,
I've had that same thought or similar thoughts watching hummingbirds and the speed with which they move and how time and life in general and their entire perception is going to be so much different than ours. Watching us move around real slow.
I mean, a fly sees the sun come and go maybe twice, 3 times if they're lucky. That's crazy to me. You know how many suns I've seen go?
Right. I know they've managed to like fake it pretty well in some of the caped people movies, like what's his name? Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, the guy who wound up being Magneto's son. They could walk through the room while everybody's like standing still and like move their hand, make them punch themselves, all like that. And then it goes into motion and they're all doing these things, that kind of idea. What's the other one they did? Oh, the Flash, in the Flash scene in the Justice League movie.
I watched the first season of The Flash back in the day when it came.
Yeah, those two, but it just seems like those were more here's a Flash running down the road. I mean, a street going down the road real fast. The ones where they just slowed down shit in the scene and he was moving through it. And
yeah, that was cool.
All that stuff was crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, that idea of just different frequencies, whoever is doing, whatever speed, I mean, that's your reality. Anything faster and or slower than that is not even considered real in our quote unquote thought processes, I guess. Even, the things we talk about in the other place out where we're from, spiritual world, whatever, that there is no time there. Time has to happen here in this 3D realm for cause and effect. For there to be cause and effect, you have to have time. I'm rambling off. I don't know where I'm heading with this, but yeah, just this idea that we don't have a clue. But, we don't have a clue, man, at all. Yeah. What time really is, how it works, is it reversible, is it, I've wrestled and worked with the idea, man, even back since the UFO days. Whitley Strieber wrote a book where he had gone to a certain area, like walked out a building, and it was just like in the 1400s or the 1800s or whatever, and it kept happening repeatedly, this time slippage. So this whole book he wrote, and one of the years that we spent a lot of time on the beach talking about those ideas was that year, that just that time, what the hell is it? Where, how does it work? That movie with Christopher Reeve, where he would sit in the room in the clothes and the time period and try to go back there just with his mind changing his reality, and then fucked it all up because he left a penny in his pocket. That idea, just, how malleable this reality really fucking is. Daz knows. Where you at, Daz?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Zach.
I was just going to say, like dogs. Oh, how different they perceive time than we do. A dog's reflexes.
Right, exactly.
And like 180 times faster than a human being. Don't quote me on that now. That's from a while ago. Drawing this from. But I know like their reaction time is just ridiculous. Like they can see things that we can't. Their reaction time for, for anything, like squirrel, they're on it, like shoo. Where it would take us, that much longer to actually even process the information. They're already running and off to the races. Yeah, it's amazing how different we perceive this place in frames per second. Say how much we see in just 1 second. They say there's animals out there that are way better than us. At noticing our surroundings and taking it all in and all that information and then having a reaction to it. It's like we were built different. We were. Humans should not be here if evolution was real. We would all be dead. We'd be killed by animals.
On a side note, Master Jekyll, you have a great day. Enjoy milking your cow.
Oh, yeah.
And keep your eye out for those hummingbirds as well there, Master Jekyll. I'll see you guys on Rock then. I pop back and forth. Sorry I haven't paid attention to your thread there. I'll try to pay more attention to your opinions on nukes and Chicago, Moby Dick. We'll move on.
It was for that
No
reason.
longer feed.
Go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna say I'm no longer feeding the hummingbirds out back. They're all dicks.
You want to enable toxic behavior?
Yeah, they're dicks, man. I understood when there was 2 feeders out there, but they were real close to each other. So I understood, okay, you're going to be territorial. You're going to take over this one. Nope. I split them up, spread the things out, have 3 of them out there, and they're still fighting all over the same one. There's like 5 of them out there, and the big old golf ball one comes and just bumps them all out of the way. And
Yeah. There was a lot of that going on every time. I mean, that's just part of it. Every time I hung one, like out in St. Martinville, my mom had like 2 or 3 hanging, and it was always, the jerk, the bully that would cause ruckus. You could hear it coming. And the same thing in Oregon, in the yard there. Where definitely before there, I had never seen hummingbirds sitting in branches of trees. I'd never seen that. I only had seen them in flight. That was the first place I'd ever seen that. Real quick, before it gets too far off, Austin in chat saying something here. Damn it, it scrolled up. What's up, Austin? Miss you, brother. We need to get you over here. So maybe fairies and trolls and Bigfoot vibrate at a different level, so it's hard for us to see them in this limited light spectrum that we have. I have to concur. I think that's definitely a big part of it. I also think part of it is the kind of that idea that in that book I had read back, The Secret History of the Earth, of the World, the idea that at certain periods of time, these creatures were necessary for whatever was going on, whatever we were doing, whatever we needed. I know my grandmother was constantly seeing things there at the parsonage that, little outside the norm. Seeing centaurs walking through the front yard.
you ever
people.
seen videos fairies?
What was it?
You ever seen that guy with the beard who goes out there in the woods, and I don't know if it's really good CGI maybe, and he's spending shitloads of money to do this, but like he catches, it looks like little people, some of them have wings, like around some of these trees, like deep out in the forest.
Right. I haven't seen it. I would imagine it's most likely some really good CGI. I know the phone, that I have, I can make it look like a satellite balloon blew up and crashed in my backyard right next to me while I'm standing there. You can do amazing things these days. A few years back, I would have wondered, well, hell, there was a big historical thing where this guy was famously taking photos of his two daughters out in these fields and out in these rocks with these little fairies. And it was like so convincing, like I think the president got involved at the time. And this was like way back. There was a movie about it not long ago. And I don't even remember the name of the people or the name of the movie. I'll see if I can find it on this break that's about to slam into us here in just a couple of minutes. Man. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, just that doesn't mean that there's not a frequency shift that can happen and these things can be right there. Also, that being said, fairies, they're not here to leave quarters for your teeth. They're here to pull your fucking teeth. They're not cute little creatures. They're fucking little pestilence. Anyway, that's my opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Before, tooth fairies were evil. The little fairies, supposedly they would, they call them tooth fairies because they would eat your teeth. That was like the first
right. And then they would probably quickly followed by the nerve ending fairy.
So I just had to mute the studio. I was so tired of it stepping on Zack and knocking Zack back to where you couldn't understand enough of
I
what
know
he was saying.
that's what I thought was happening. Because
So they're muted, so we'll be missing the breaks through the rest of the show, which isn't
Damn
a whole
it.
lot because we're slowly creeping up on that halfway point. So we might just have to avoid stopping the show for commercials. And apparently, according to the chat there in TFR, it's not going out anyway, so it doesn't
that was
particularly matter.
at least 16 hours ago. Looks like Tony Phillips saying TFR's still not working. And shouting out the legend that was Kev Baker. It's hard to believe that's been a year ago.
Jesus.
What, last January? Pretty sure. Time does fly when you're dodging commercials.
So this is from Fox, Carolina. Mexican authorities find human skulls at airport bound for South Carolina. Wow. A routine inspection of baggage at an airport led to the discovery of 4 human skulls bound for South Carolina. The Mexican National Guard says it discovered the skulls, apparently of human origin, that were scheduled to be sent to South Carolina this week. The package was registered to a courier and parcel company, and guardsmen made the discovery inside the Querétaro Intercontinental Airport, where they are authorized to carry out random searches for narcotics, firearms, and currency, a release from the Mexican government states. Guardsmen said x-rays of one cardboard box detected abnormal organic material, which required further inspection. When authorities opened the box, they found 4 skulls of different sizes wrapped in transparent plastic and aluminum foil.
Scanners will never see this.
The remains were apparently sent from the municipality of Apatzingan, Michoacan, and were addressed to the city of Manning in Clarendon County, which borders Berkeley and Williamsburg counties. Okay.
I smoke Michoacan, Maui Wowie.
Authorities said that the package did not have the required documentation to support its shipment, and the Mexican Attorney General is investigating the discovery. And that's it. I mean, you don't have video of somebody walking in with the box? I mean, I understand not knowing at first. But, all intercontinental airports have like video surveillance cameras.
Tommy did it.
Tommy did it.
We found him. That fellow.
He's been wondering.
That's where my package went. What's up, dude?
Big shout out to Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole as well.
Yeah, that's wild. What would you do if that was you that found that? I'm sure it was an aluminum foil, so they didn't know exactly what it was until they opened it up. I'm sure that messed with the whole imaging of the X-ray machine.
I don't know. I mean, feel like I'd probably pass that along the chain of command, I imagine. Human skulls.
Any skulls to declare today, sir? I love it. Matt Papa.
That's too good. Any fruits or vegetables? No fruits or vegetables. Don't worry, it's all dead. space solar power satellite could help realize our sci-fi dreams of unlimited energy.
Yes. I think this is going to be the same one that I talked about a couple weeks ago. They're going to use a satellite to collect solar energy and then beam solar power back to Earth wirelessly. And my whole question was, isn't solar power already wireless?
Yeah.
What do I know? Maybe we do need a few $1 million of a middleman up there.
A relay.
Turns out the sun might just not be bright enough.
Well, you know, it's a small sun. You see all the other little twinkling lights out there. They're actually a lot bigger than the sun. Way bigger.
Way bigger. They just happen to be way further away, too.
Oh, yeah. So dumb. I believed all this. Can't believe that. It's hard to imagine. So they say harnessing the power of the sun is all the rage right now. At the end of 2022, U.S. scientists announced a nuclear fusion breakthrough that could, in a few decades, be a clean, renewable, and essentially unlimited energy source powering the world. Sure. Just like cold fusion was back in the 70s, right? In reality, we've been using the sun's power for decades now, in a more roundabout way. Solar panels are able to convert the star's rays to energy here on Earth without releasing any harmful greenhouse gases into the air. The only drawback is those panels are unable to provide a continuous supply. Cloudy days block the sun's rays from reaching the Earth, and of course, the sun doesn't shine at night. The sun turns off at night?
Right.
I bet it's still shining.
Uh-huh.
Don't see it. So why not put the solar panels in space? Does that stop it from, I mean, isn't the ISS in space, but yet we get 45 minutes of dark time because you can't communicate with it while it's on the dark side of the Earth? You'd be tapping into the sun's almost unlimited supply of energy 24/7. Okay, again, where are you going to put this satellite that it's going to see the sun for that long and then send, oh, this is just dumb. Sci-fi legend Isaac Asimov wrote in Reason of an Earth sustained by such power. Here you go, sci-fi writer.
Well, that's who invented fucking satellites.
Yeah. What was his name?
Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke. The idea would be to collect power in a satellite and beam that energy back home. Scientists have been trying to figure out exactly how space solar might power our world since as far back as the Apollo program. But construction and launch of satellites has been too costly. What?
Totes.
You know how much money you've spent since the Apollo program on things that did nothing? You know, I'm sorry. It just kind of rubs my hide when people like NASA say things are too costly. You're going to spend billions to put a rover on Mars.
And stay out of our pockets. That's right, we are. So fuck off with you wanting our money. That's our tax money that somebody else earned, not your tax money that somebody else earned.
It's just crazy. No, free energy from the sun. And we spend money on that, or should we go to Mars? A place where we can't live even if we get there.
I think we should focus it on the moon, because if China beats us to the moon, then we're going to they might be able to repel us militarily the next time we try to land there, don't you know?
Uh-oh.
I mean, if we don't beat them there now.
Wasn't the whole purpose back in the day, like why we had the space race, because the moon would be such a great vantage point?
And the purpose of us planting a flag, I thought.
Well,
What are they going to say? China says we were here first. How'd that work?
We got a flag.
Or do we?
But they're not allowed to go see the flag. Isn't that like a nature preserve now? The tranquility, blah, blah, blah. That was one of the things. China wasn't allowed to land near where we did.
We probably had to set up a lunar treaty so that all the major countries in the world would agree that there's no commercial advantages to be taken there on the moon. Only scientific.
Only
there and in Antarctica.
Yeah.
The two places that we all can get along somehow. Huh. Imagine that. Shout out, Witsit. Dan chat. We need to get you in here, brother.
Yes,
soon.
we do.
Oh, baby life has got Austin up early. Usually Austin's probably going to bed like
yeah, I was thinking that might be the case, that it might be daddy life got him.
Big shout out, Austin. Much love, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, I know how, well, I kind of know how it goes. Being big brother at 15, I learned about a little bit about having to get up and stuff like that. But no, you are definitely in it right now, man. I know. That's awesome, though. Good to see you. This might be the first time we've ever seen you up this early.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know that I've
We'll
seen
catch him in
Austin in
those
chat.
afternoon shows occasionally, but I don't think we see him this early. And Mike, Stellium7, hitting the chat. What's up, brother? Another friend we need to get in here again soon.
If you missed it, I know Mike put it on his channel there, Stellium7. Go check it out, folks. Him and Callum and a couple other gentlemen. I think Bernie was in there, but they had a really great chat. New Year's.
Like a massive chat, hours
long. It was
massive
awesome.
stream. Yeah.
Oh, no shit. I'll have to go play catch up with that one for damn sure. I'm going to dig it up right now.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, I was lurking. I've been lurking a lot lately.
That's right. Laura says Martin 2, autodidactic. It was big stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, Martin with their shit. Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole panel of legends. Ladle and gravy. Yeah, I've been having this thought that First Amendment auditors and we're so alike. The auditing community and the FE community, I see a lot of similarities. It's all about truth and freedom and, things like that. Spreading awareness of what's this place,
And it was the law that got me into flat earth as well. But unfortunately, it was still along those sorts of lines of being a resistor, sort of, right? Because the guy that introduced me to flat earth was the sort of resistor there in the law movement. In so much that he just wanted proof. I hear you saying the things you're saying about the freedom of humans and God-given rights, and here's how you do it, and here's what works, and this is the way to live your life. But I'm just curious if there's any proof of this having actually worked, or is this all just philosophical? And when push comes to shove, most of it was just philosophical. Because courts are pretty subjective. What works in one court will not work in another court. Or what works in a court one day may not work with the same judge in the same court on the next day. It's just subjective. So he would ask for proof, and those waxing philosophically about all things lawful that should and shouldn't be, but then get pissed off because they know deep down they don't really have proof, and that they just wish that this is the way that it really would be, but probably not the way it actually is. And I think they're going to struggle with that same sort of resistance. And I don't think that First Amendment auditors and people that watch a lot of First Amendment audit videos can split their attention like that just yet. I think they've got to devote their time to focusing on what they're learning from First Amendment audit videos. And as soon as they hear about flat Earth, they'll either be done with the First Amendment audit videos, sort of the way I was for 4 or 5 years until I went back, or they'll just reject flat Earth completely, laugh it off, because they've got more important things to focus on, like all the assumptions and presumptions that they're learning about on YouTube. I think I saw.
Go.
I was going to say, I think I saw Michael Brash over there from THC, the Truthers Hour of Comedy. Maybe it was in the chat for Johnny 5-0 or something. I just happened to see it scrolling across, and I haven't had a chance to stop and watch it yet. But I think Johnny 5-0 did a live stream. I think Mike might have popped into his live chat there, was trying to do a little bit of flat smacking maybe. And I think you're going to find that a lot. And the ones
he was, he didn't poo-poo it or laugh it off. But he said, I'm not a flat earther, but I don't think we went to the moon. And he was, you could tell that he has seen some videos about the deceptions of NASA and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And yeah. Hey, that's a step in the right direction.
So
yeah, that was like,
you mentioned being having focus of attention being divided, and definitely I'm suffering with that right now. Mm-hmm. Two things going on. Did you mention the fact that Austin in chat said it's wild you're saying that he's literally in the process of trying to launch True Earth First Amendment audits?
I missed that completely.
I didn't hear y'all say that. I didn't think, again, my attention is divided, which is a problem that I'm struggling with these days. And I'm going to bring it up because it was brought up over there in the much neglected rock. Neglected. How about a tongue wash real quick? There we go. The much neglected Rock Fan chat. Unfortunately, guys, over there in the Rock Fan area, it is tough to keep all these chats going. Now that being said, yeah, we're not like so everywhere that I just can't do it. It just, you get focused in the stream of a conversation in a certain chat, and that's where you kind of hang out, and in the world of getting to know people and wanting to make this a personal, close show that we've developed over the years that we've been doing it, that's what we do. We hang out with the chat, we talk, we get to know the people, and they are our family, they are our friends. And so unfortunately, that means I do spend way more time focusing on the YouTube chat feed than I do on the Rock Fan or the TFR or Twitch or any of the others that there may be some chatter going on in. So please there, John Henry Holiday, don't take offense, come back around.
Or hell,
go back.
Give us some tips and tricks.
Hey,
when you're doing 3 live streams every single week for 7 years, how do you handle 3 different chat streams all at once while producing the live stream, while chatting on the live stream? I'd be real curious as to how you do it exactly.
So anyway, definitely shout out to the Rock Fan. Much ignored.
But much appreciated.
But much appreciated. And we've had some of our Rock Fan friends give up and say, fuck it, and migrate over here to the YouTube chat. I'm looking at you, Andrew, although he was over there, Rock Fan, a little while ago. Appreciate you covering us too, hanging out, calling in, being there for us, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and the question that you laid out for David, dude, awesome. He will put those to use for sure.
He's excited. I'm excited for y'all. It's pumped up.
And technically, we're a Twitter spam feed. Thank you very much. We started on Twitter. We broadcast live on Twitter as well. Because we do broadcast on like 7 different platforms.
That we did start this thing on Twitter, not YouTube.
So when you're broadcasting live to 7 different places, sometimes it's hard to keep track of all the different chats and all the different places somebody might be looking for attention. Excuse me.
What? Well, done. Truth or Trivia game show coming soon. Yeah, we heard.
True Earth First Amendment audits. Damn it, that's where I wanted to focus.
Yes, go back. Sorry, it's that's a great idea.
Well, this was something I had mentioned several months ago, if not years ago, this idea that it would be a great combination to flat smack whilst doing a First Amendment audit. Talk about a captive audience. Cops can't leave. They're not just going to walk away because they're not interested in what you have to say.
Right.
Unless that's a great cop repellent. Unless you want to blather on for about, 2 or 3 minutes straight, nonstop, and make them stand there and listen and wait their turn to talk while you're going on and on and on and on and on and on. And eventually maybe they'll just get bored and turn around and walk away. But either way, when you're showing a First Amendment audit, you can now flat smack the audience, the public around you, the people watching the video later on the 7 or 8 different platforms you might broadcast to. I mean, I think it's a great way to combine the two and create a whole new genre, because it's going to be hard to, I think, really truly combine the two. You almost have to go off and split it, fork it, and make it a third True Earth First Amendment audit type of thing instead of trying to bring the two parties together. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. I think that's brilliant. I've been very tempted to start auditing myself.
Oh, that would be great. Every time a cop answers a question you don't have to answer, And there's usually a bunch of them.
That's a really good question. You know what else is a good question?
What is the circumference of the Earth? Do you know? Do you know how much it's supposed to curve in just 10 miles? Have you ever thought about that? Oh, yeah. Witsit would be great at this, dude. Because he is great at keeping his cool.
Yeah, and it would definitely take that. That's why I couldn't do it. I get way too involved and too emotional, way too passionate. And I can barely talk to people I know and love about things without getting overly passionate and getting them worked up. So I can just imagine me cuffed up against the car.
If he does it around here, I'll even go out with him just to record from like a different vantage point.
Look, I've got so many unique ideas that First Amendment auditors aren't doing that they could be doing. Real simple stuff. But so many of them are focused on producing content for their channel so that they can get the first 100,000 subscribers and get their plaque from YouTube, and then create a whole second channel just for shorts, and then a third channel just for full version lengths, and then maybe a good cop version channel. And they'll set up like 10 different channels so they can draw an income stream from Google AdSense from each and every one of those. And now it's not really necessarily about auditing. Now it's about being a content creator. And I'm seeing that happen a whole lot with the First Amendment auditing community. People who are saying, maybe it's more lucrative if I just cover First Amendment audit videos. Yeah. And I'll do it from like 7 different channels. And everybody's feed's going to be filled with the exact same fucking shit because I'm just spamming it out there on all my channels, hoping that I can make a living as a content creator that happens to create content for First Amendment audit videos.
There's quite a few of them out there. Quite a few of these people that are, and I mean, it's awesome in a way. There's people out there doing the stuff, but some of these people used to be the guys out there doing it, and they were really good at it. Now, some channels just started up like this, doing this. I've seen a couple of them where all they do is just cover auditors. I've never seen them audit themselves or anything. I mean, that's neat for spreading awareness and whatnot. But yeah, some of these auditors that used to get out there and get it, like just around their neighborhood even, I've noticed a lot more of them putting out others' content and just doing that now. So yeah. But I mean, to be fair, there are a lot more auditors out there now. And like Bay Area Transparency, he does a great job at he won't play like most of their video. He'll show not even the best parts either. He'll just show like the beginning of the interaction, some of the middle stuff that's said, and then say, now go check out the rest of the video and this link down below. Yada. He's trying to spread awareness to other auditors. And I like that. But yeah, the ones that I don't know, man. It's there are quite a few of them that are turning it into, like Josh said, Twitter AdSense, Google AdSense revenue. That's their main focus now.
You know how much time I would spend if I had to go through and edit every one of our live streams or edit every one of our videos so that YouTube would make sure that it gets played? Look, I really wish I could include this conversation, but it's going to mess with the algorithms. I won't be able to monetize it, so I'm just going to go ahead and edit it in such a way that I can make sure that it gets monetized and stays playable, and that more people can see it, because that's what I really care about, is getting the most amount of views so that I can get the most amount of clicks, so the most amount of Google AdSense monies, because that's what I'm really here for. And I understand flat earthers definitely get accused of this. Oh, you're just out there. Look, you're a monetized channel. We are a monetized channel, but I don't monetize the videos. If you have to watch commercials on a video on Iron Realm Media, it's because somebody's claimed copyright, because I don't give a shit what we're playing. We're having fun. We're just doing our thing. So if you might catch a snippet of copyright material, fuck it. They're going to claim it, and they're going to have to start running ads next to it. Not my fault. Yeah. Well, it's my fault, but not the way I choose.
Some of our bumper music.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting so many copyrights. So many copyrights for Power Director and the music that was free and able to use. Now they've decided, well, this music is no longer usable without copyright infringement. So your first 150, 200 videos, they're all going to be copyrighted. So yeah, if you click on one of my videos and you see an ad, it's not me. I don't monetize my channel.
And actually, there might be some of
my little channel is, I'll throw up a guitar cover by some other artist, so that'll definitely get commercials thrown on it so they can get their money. Or I'll make a promo, pointing something out that's going to be happening over here in Iron Realm, a guest or, excited about, or some new shows coming or whatever. And in that, I'll use music that's set up through this app that I pay for these music. I pay for these songs to be used. But if I don't share them a certain way through this app with their internal coding, then the algorithm misses it. And then sometimes when I do share it that way with the app the right way, the algorithm misses it and they'll put their crap on it or even block it or whatever. So yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been getting copyrights for whoever made the Walter Lewin videos, whatever company.
Right. Yeah. Anytime you show a clip, any of that. Yep.
I don't even play the audio most of the time. But yeah, all the stuff I used Walter Lewin videos in is now all copyrighted, and I just want the information to be out there.
We just had a video removed last week for what was the video talking about the magnet drop? I don't know what the hell that was removed for, because they take it down. So you're never really allowed to review the issue at hand. But yeah, we had one taken down last week as well. So staying right on it.
Crazy, I tell you. Well, for those of you that would be listening to break music here in a minute, there would be music in a minute.
Yeah, there would. It is getting about that time for the fourth and final segment of the Ironworx. Though it doesn't really actually exist, given the fact that we removed the commercials this morning.
So I got one here I found. This is going to come back to that point I was thinking of earlier about space and the story they made up. So, all right, we know what's going on hundreds, thousands of light years away. We can tell you what the planet's made of, what its atmosphere is made of, hundreds, if not thousands of light years. Look, like even further than that, because our solar system that we're in here, the Milky Way, is only what, 100,000 light years wide, and we're seeing things that are beyond the Milky Way. We're seeing other solar systems out there, they claim. So the most distant spacecraft in the solar system, where are they now? Humans have been flinging things into deep space for 50 years now, since the 1972 launch of Pioneer 10. We now have 5 spacecraft that have either reached the edges of our solar system or are fast approaching it. Pioneer 10, Pioneer 11, Voyager 1 and 2, and New Horizons. Most of these probes have defied their expected deaths. Imagine that, just like everything NASA builds. And are still operating long beyond their original mission plans. They were originally planned to explore our neighboring planets, but now they're blazing a trail out of the solar system. So, providing astronomers with unique vantage points in space, and they've been up to a lot in 2022. Okay, so we're going to look beyond that. We're going to give this to them, okay? This is their gimme. We're going to say NASA, we're going to pretend, just pretend. NASA did launch these things, okay? And they are where they say they are. These are the furthest things we have out there. And they're just leaving our solar, not our galaxy. Remember, there's billions and billions and billions of stars in our galaxy alone. So we're just leaving our solar system. That's, you know, the sun, Pluto, and a little bit beyond, whatever. That's our solar system. And we're telling you what's 1,000 light years over in that direction. We haven't even been a light year, probably not even a light minute away from our own sun. Stop believing this nonsense. They're telling you what's in Neverland, Narnia. This isn't real, folks. Even if space was what they said it was, they still wouldn't be able to tell you what's the atmosphere of a planet is 1,000 light years away. Not possible. I can blow a bubble of a gas and put it 50 feet from these people. And if they don't know the size or the distance, they're not going to be able to tell you either. And they sure as hell ain't going to be able to tell you what gas it's made of from a picture. Yeah, it's just amazing how big and vast and just unthinkable sizes that they've applied to our realm. And yeah, it's to make us feel insignificant and nothing. That's my main why the lie. To remove the creator. Any thought that there even could be a creator. Or that we're, you know, in some kind of unique position where this is the only place that life is. That, you know, they've thrown all that out. And I bought it. I did. I didn't believe in a creator. As soon as I hit, you know, I mean, into middle school, I was kind of questioning the creator. And then once I got to high school and learned about evolution and all this other stuff, I was like, well, this is like the exact opposite story of what the Bible says. So what's going on here? Yeah.
So, I'm going to take a left turn real quick.
Yeah, you turn this thing.
Well, sort of back around, I guess. So we're going to make a U-E.
Signal.
Tommy there in chat, that flat fellow, shout out, brother, had put something that made me go do a little research. Oh, wait, I just saw my name go by, and that can distracted me. Sorry. Well, I've lost it. Basically, he said something about a new policy for YouTube about profanity in the first 8 seconds of a video, causing those videos to be gone. So I went and dug a little bit. Turns out, for the last 3 days, this has been wreaking havoc on a lot of larger content creators' channels that have like big advertisers, Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, things like that. But apparently it is now, as of 2023, a new policy. Cursing certain words within the first 8 seconds, or I'm sorry, within the first 30 seconds. No, it is within the first 8 to 15 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm reading so much at once here. So, yeah, ambiguity apparently about the wording and the words actually used, and a lot of these big YouTubers are complaining. Something about, let's see, a word on a shirt written in, I believe, another language caused somebody to have stuff pulled. Some creators report videos from 10 plus years being demonetized due to this new profanity system. We wouldn't know anything about old videos getting pulled off of new bullshit, would we? As of this writing, which was 18 hours ago, YouTube has yet to respond to any of the outrage from these creators. It is possible the platform is seeking advertisers that require a more family-friendly atmosphere, and so are now enacting policies that would allow for that. Yeah, crazy shit, apparently. I mean, when they started having the whole like YouTube shows that moved over to Netflix, the Cobra Kai show started out as a YouTube original. Things like that started happening. I saw the future of this becoming like the thing that they were going to be, not just try to be the new Netflix, but, the new Disney Plus, I guess, or whatever. So now they're enacting family-friendly shit, I guess. I don't know, but I'll guarantee you I'll spend the first 8 seconds of these videos. Well, ladies, plug your ears, I guess. And gentlemen, too. I don't want to be sexist. Crazy.
Absolutely insane. And it's not like they don't have a whole other website. YouTube for kids. You want to have kid stuff, you put it on YouTube for kids. If it's not on YouTube for kids, don't worry about if it's got cuss words in it. I'm not marketing it for kids. If I were going to market my video for kids on YouTube, guess where I would put it?
Fucking YouTube for kids?
Huh. Imagine that.
Isn't this why we have like rating systems for movies?
Isn't this why we have, I don't know, something we've had since all this fucking mind control began? A channel changer, a click button, hey, I don't want to be exposed to this, so I'm going to move on, hey, I don't want to be exposed to this, so the world needs to change for me. What the fuck is wrong with people?
And I think that's why they made it the first 8 seconds to 15 seconds. Because they have those motherfucking autoplay features as you're scrolling through and it just starts playing. So if you've got closed captions, you can read the closed captions. You can unmute the video and just kind of watch YouTube through the little mini player on the feed on my phone. And that's how I watch a lot of them because I don't have to sit through fucking commercials that way.
Me too.
But if you don't want to watch
always talking that high voice you got going there, Josh.
Yeah, well, my mood is not very good the last few days.
It gets me going too, don't worry. And indeed, there, Josh, indeed.
It's one of those things.
So remember,
go ahead.
Oh,
nope. Go right ahead.
I was going to turn, so go.
Nope, you make a turn because so was I.
Okay. Remember the law that they were passing in Illinois at the beginning of the year?
No.
The non-prosecutorial laws?
Yes, about you won't have to post a bail for committing these certain offenses.
Uh-huh.
They're calling it the new purge law.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's
They
pretty.
said they pretty much are attempting their first year of having the purge in Chicago. So starting January 1st, just a few days ago, those who commit crimes such as, now listen to this, folks, this is insane. Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, burglary, arson, drug-induced homicide, intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, and threatening a public officer could be back amongst the public without posting bail. So you come in, take your whatevers, fingerprints and all that, blood sample, whatever they're going to take from you, and then they just let you go right back out on the street.
Hey, do you promise, like really, really promise to come back later? Will you just sign this promise to appear, please? And then just really do it? Please, criminal? You're not going to break the law again, are you? You'll come back, right? If you just sign here, that'll keep you honest, won't it?
And then get this, to top that all off, police can no longer remove a squatter from your property. They can ticket them. They can hand them over a piece of paper that person could then use for toilet paper. But they cannot physically. So little old lady living in her house, 3 guys decide, hey, I'm going to live in this lady's garage.
Yeah, but you still got the other flip side of that coin is where her grandson and his buddies can come over, kick the shit out of him, put him in a chokehold, knock him out, drag him out, put him in the back shed, lock the fucking shed up, and they'll still just get released because they're going to have to promise to appear later.
I don't know what they're doing there, but you talk about clown world. This makes no sense. I mean, sheriffs have been, as soon as this was brought up, I saw sheriffs coming out in that state of Illinois, all the county sheriffs like, hey, you voted for these people. I'm sorry. I'm just a sheriff. I don't make the laws. I enforce them. And yeah, so someone comes to your property, all we can do is give them a ticket. It's up to you to decide what type of force and how far to push it. I mean, that's insanity.
Dawn in chat saying something about having a squatter in her house? What the fuck is going on?
It's fucking weird. Yeah, Missouri's got some weird kind of laws like that if you're providing like shelter and a place to live for a certain amount of weeks, and if they're receiving mail there or something, then you can't just like kick them out. You have to actually then go through the entire eviction process, and it's like a whole fucking thing.
90 days to vacate the premises, blah, blah, blah,
And the
blah,
sheriff
blah.
will come and serve them with papers, and then they got to go to court, and it's, yeah.
Yep.
What did I just say?
Yeah, we're gonna see some wild. We should have a Illinois lettuce pile for this year, because I think we're gonna see some wild stories coming out of Illinois. I mean, this is even crazier than the stuff they're doing out there in California, letting people just shit on the street, shoot up right there. Kids walking right down the road. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop a squat right here and take a dump on the sidewalk.
Wait, what am I seeing? Oh my god. Okay, so Thunder Chicken, what's up, brother? I lost my family home in 2015 because a squatter attacked me and I beat his ass. Aggravated battery. What, dude? What in the fucking clown worlding fuck am I reading right now?
Started years ago, where a home invader broke into someone's house. There was water spilled on the floor. They slipped and fell and broke their leg, and they sued the homeowner and won. Not just sues them, but wins in court. How? What? You're there illegally. You're not supposed to be there.
Of course, I got attacked in a fucking parking lot, and in trying to hold this motherfucker like in a chokehold to keep him from getting away, I wound up getting arrested too. So
yeah, it's almost like they make laws for the criminals.
And I was on duty at my place of business. Anyway, whatever. Angelo P. Dema is asking us to open the phone lines. Unfortunately, we kicked out the studio, which makes all that a little bit problematic, I believe, Angelo. Plus, we only got like, 15 minutes maybe left here? Yeah.
Yeah, right about.
So that would have been something we definitely would have done. I don't know what it was you wanted to speak about. Probably some of this crazy shit we're talking about right now, Angelo. But definitely, we'll try to work on maybe opening up lines if we can do that early on Friday morning, perhaps.
Yep, all I need is a reminder, probably.
Yeah, and I know we have plans for Friday afternoon if we need to follow up with Cammy or you, I guess, Zack, on that for Friday.
Yeah. So what's that?
Do I reveal that now, or are we going to wait till the follow-up? Anybody that was in chat Friday, though, probably knows already. What were you going to ask? I'm sorry.
What's it called when they, like, the police will stand there and watch two people fight? It's like an agreed upon fight.
Sanctioned.
Sanctioned. Thank you. And that's, I guess, legal in quite a few states. So where you can agree, it's kind of like a gentleman's duel almost, right? You both agree to the terms, yada, yada, yada. Okay.
It's the reason MMA can occur.
Ah, okay. Well, that's what they named a 70-shot fired gunfight between two groups of people in Chicago.
So the Marquis of Queensberry rules?
Yeah, nobody got in trouble. Nobody got it. I think two children, I think, were hit. That was it. Of course, they never end up shooting each other. You know, spend some more time at the range and less time doing whatever you're doing. So you can at least hit the people you're trying to hit and not children, passerbys. But yeah, they called it one of those. This is a gangland war. In Chicago, like broad daylight, 70 shots ring out. Oh, it was just one of those. What'd you say it was, Josh?
Sanctioned.
Sanctioned. This was just a sanctioned fight. Whatever.
Sanctioned post facto. Because once they realized we couldn't do a goddamn thing about what it is they're doing, can't prosecute them, because then they'll start attacking us. So we'll just sanction it now. That's all right. Everybody okay? Everybody good? Good deal. Nonsense.
Yeah. It's
clown world.
I'm so glad I left that area. I mean, I saw it 20 years ago when I left that area. It was like 2002, and I was like, yeah, I need to get out of Lake County, Indiana. That's the one right up in the corner. Oh, man. And it sucks because Chicago really is a beautiful city. It really is. It's a neat place. It's enormous. I mean, you could spend 2 weeks there and, not see everything that there is there to see.
I'm sorry, I'm just ranting and raving here. I'm just seeing shit. Okay, so Ryan in chat got charged for removing somebody from his house that wasn't welcome. What the fuck? I know an easy way to remove them that will just require, a little Ajax to get rid of the rest. Austin Awesome, the man himself from Millidome, I got stabbed in my own house by a crazy person, and I was the one who got wrongfully arrested. Luckily, the charges were dropped. Okay, just throwing those out there. Sorry, just the unbelievable mad world that it is now, clown world. Okay, before we get out of here, I just found it again. I saw it and got sidetracked with all this crazy shit. Sorry, Ben. Ben Flat, Benito, what's up, brother? In chat, asking me, will I be coming to see them in Pensacola, January 19th to the 22nd? There's a meetup going to be happening there. Apparently, Rose and Jason are going to be trying to make it right here from my area. Maybe I'll reach out to them and see if I can arrange something. That would be about the only way to do something like that, brother. Unfortunately, my vehicular issues just wouldn't, like, I couldn't go to that Flat Oktoberfest as much as I wanted to. Excuse me. But yeah, we need to reach out to Rose and Jason. And anyway, we've been saying that since freaking Flattoberfest. So I will reach out and see what they're doing. And if that's something that could possibly happen, I definitely would love to make that happen. Why don't you put some info there in the chat and I'll share that around. Is there a link? Is there a site? Is there a place, time, frame, exactly, kind of whatever?
I don't know.
I was just looking to see if something had popped in. Anyway, yeah. My goodness. Tommy Tell the Truth and Brian Stavely apparently are doing it. Ben is saying there in chat. Well, that would be amazingly cool to check out. I will see if there's a way that could occur. So I'm sure I'll find some info if I go digging. Give me a few. Yes, Kerry Woolley. They definitely all float here in this fucking clown world we're in. Huh. So Friday morning, we'll try to have call in. Friday afternoon, we'll have a surprise for you that I guess we'll tell you about Friday morning.
This should be some good stuff. But we are drawing nigh.
We nightly are, Miley. Brian Stavely, meetup in, oh, this is something different, I guess. Brian Stavely, meetup in Greenville, South Carolina, Sunday, January 15th, 5:30 p.m. at the City Tavern. Christian Nav, what's up? Dr. La, Tommy, and the Kakalaki crew. Also, karaoke, what's up? Email Sherry at ricefoot@gmail. Cool. And here is a link in the chat from Ryan to Brian's meetup video. There you go. I will share that link as well over with our friends at the Finn. Hi, Finn. How are you? There you go. I guess I'll share it with the people over here at the bar, even though only Interesting Legend is hanging out with us there, it would seem. What's up, Interesting Legend? Good to see you there. You can't hear me, so I'm talking to myself. But hey, good to see you anyway.
I gotta share this. This is breaking news.
Breaking.
I don't know, actually. It's not giving me a date, but I've never heard this before. So I just gotta say it out loud. Completely unexpected. This is SciTech Daily. Scientists discover a magnetized dead star with a solid surface. Yep. Appears to indicate, okay, according to a new study, imagine that it's a new study, the X-ray light emitted by a certain magnetar, not a star, it's a magnetar,
Dude, I used to love that game. And you'd like pick up the little pieces of stuff and try to put them all together in the middle, and then suddenly the bass would come through. I am Magnet. Oh wait, no, that was Sinistar. Never mind.
It appears to indicate that the star has a solid surface and no atmosphere.
Just a floating lodestone, huh?
Yep. And how far? Okay. Yeah, here we go. This is good. Located in the Cassiopeia constellation, approximately 13,000 light years from Earth.
Is that the Three Sisters? Seven Sisters? Some shit like that?
It might be.
It's like three and you can see two. One's real faint. Some shit.
Well, it's Magnetar 4U0142 plus 61. You know, that one.
For you.
Oh, this is great. They emit bright X-rays and show erratic periods of activity with the emissions of bursts and flares, which can release just 1 second, an amount of energy millions of times greater than our sun emits in 1 year. Shut up. Ooh. So that little dot up there, can't really see, just a little dot. You only see it at night because our sun's too freaking bright. It blocks everything out, but it puts out more power than our sun does in a year in 1 second. Millions of times greater.
Thank you to Big Pine Sailing and Seeking Starwater both, correcting me when I was wrong.
Space is hard.
It is hard. It's tough. Super tough.
When did you misspeak?
Something about the Seven Sisters, the Three Sisters. It wasn't that to which you were referring. It was Pleiades.
Beware, coward. I am Sinistar.
Yes, David Banner, they know all that just by looking at a light. A very faint light.
No.
But it twinkles.
Bright X-rays. That's what they said. That's not faint. That's bright X-rays, baby.
Well, yeah. Well, they have to be that bright because they're 13,000 light years away.
Right.
So if we know it's that far, then it's got to be this bright. And we said it was 13,000. Prove them wrong. Right? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's just so ludicrous. 85% of our ocean is unexplored. They claim to know more about a place that they can't go than a place that they could go. Well, we could definitely drop submersibles, unmanned vehicles down there to go look around with cameras on them. Just about anybody probably could. Yeah, it gets expensive the deeper you go and all that stuff, but it's doable. I mean, we're at the edge of our solar system, not even close to a light minutes away from our sun. And they say 13,000 light years. Yeah. Let me know if you're right when you get there. Okay. Oh, man. And I would have probably believed all this nonsense. I would have. Thank y'all for helping me wake up to all this BS. It's been an awesome journey these last 7 years. Like every day is a new adventure. So much to learn.
And thank
Well,
you
that
all.
about
It does. I was going to say, I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning too.
Absolutely. It was great. There was another shot for you, Liz. Cam, Kitty Cam. That was Spot saying hey to everybody. Spot with the umlaut.
Yeah, love y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
Remember starting on my birthday how bad 2022 was?
Yeah.
Just remember, or at least keep in mind, 2023 for me has been exponentially worse already. So keep me in your thoughts and prayers and just send me a little bit of extra positive vibes if you would. Maybe one of these days soon we can get into it, but I can't quite right now. Just the whole household over here, if you would, please. It would be greatly appreciated. But just know that, 2023 has already been so much worse than 2022 was. So please do send the positive vibes.
You've been in my prayers and my thoughts, friend. I've been hugging you hard since New Year's Day.
Yeah, I know.
I know. So many times I was going to call you yesterday. I was like, I just let him. If he needs me, he'll call.
Yep, you know that. And definitely, anyone that's hanging out, definitely hop in. You might see us playing later this afternoon when Josh gets home. You never know.
Yeah, it did remind me, Jesus, when life is just doing things to you and it is so beyond your control and you have just nothing you can do about it. That's why I originally loved playing the video games, was that escapism from being able to take just a modicum of control. I go left, I go right, I shoot, I don't, I duck, I hide, I have control.
Hey.
When I die, it's my fault because I suck at the game.
Right.
The shit is it's in my control. And that's the escapism that I like. And one of the reasons I appreciate you fellas too for hanging out with me and spending multiple hours doing shoot stings.
Absolutely.
But we love you all. We will see you back here Friday, probably with a more positive vibe than we're ending this show on. But just know that we love you all and I love you all. And it is much appreciated. Till then, be good, be well. Have a great rest of your week.